What's up, everyone? Today was another fun day in the markets. We had sell-off in the stock indices. The dollar actually got absolutely clobbered today. We made a bunch of money trading Euro dollar, Aussie, New Zealand, dollar CAD. I also had one small loss on SP 500 because I thought we're going to have some follow through from yesterday. And then two small winners on the Nasdaq and US 30 Dow Jones. With Bitcoin, it's still hovering around the 20,000 level and hanging basically for its dear life. And I think we're going to take the 20K level soon. In fact, we're trading right now, as of this time of this video, around 20,250. So I think, yes, there is a lot of orders sitting at that level. You can check Binance books, etc. It's all public information. You can see where all those orders lie, but you don't need it to make it even that complicated. Why? Well, simply because you understand that 2017 high is almost 20,000, was 19,000 and change. So around 20,000 level on the psychological level. Basically, there's a whole lot of people either who left orders at $20,000 to go long, but I think all of that is going to get chewed through, and we're going to have a flush out. A flush out happens when basically a bunch of large players get stopped out, liquidated, etc., and that massive cascading effect that takes place, or basically flushes out the order book, hence the word flush out, right? Cleans it out, clears it out until there's nobody left to clean out, pretty much, and that's when we're going to see the bottom, and that's when it's going to turn around, and you should probably be buying there as well. Now, we haven't seen it yet. I think once we take the 20K and you go quickly, once you see those huge spikes from like 20K to 15K in which is one giant red candle, and then on the same day it turns around and goes back up, that will be your cue as a flush out, and that's how you'll know when to go long. The flush out might happen even lower, so I'm not saying you should be buying at 15K. I'm just showing you what the price will be showing once it happens. At what level it happens, nobody knows. We can make educated guesses, but wouldn't you rather know how it looks like so you can catch it yourself instead of waiting for somebody else to tell you when it happened? So once you see like I said, once you see that giant candle, first intraday it goes way down in a very powerful move, and then it turns around and maybe finishes in the middle or even high on the highs of the day. That's when so basically you're gonna have a candlestick with a huge tail on the bottom. That's when you're gonna know that all the weak hands got liquidated, flushed out, and now we can start accumulating for the price to go back up. Again, this is more for trading, but it's also for investing. But if you're a long-term investor and you think that Bitcoin can, it's going to be at 100,000 in 2-3 years, well, then it doesn't matter if you start buying at 20, 15, or 10, to be honest, right? So you can buy a little here, another piece at 15, another piece at 10, another piece at 5. So don't deploy all your cash all at once. You gradually accumulate into a long-term position, and that's what big hedge funds do, by the way. Nobody goes in I got $1 billion, let me buy everything. No, that's not how it works, because price will just jump. Yeah, so it's a gradual accumulation, and same thing with these sell-offs. Smart money will be starting to accumulate little by little because they can just average down, and their average holding period is years out. I mean, Warren Buffett has decades out type of holding periods, right? He's been holding Coca-Cola since the 90s. for example. So they're thinking very long term. Obviously, if you have $100 or $100,000 or $1 million, a decade out is a little hard, but you can. But you can probably do a little more aggressive type of trading to get a little juice it out a little bit. You can also have two accounts. Yeah, that's actually what a lot of people do. They have a long-term holding account where they put in stuff that they consider blue chip, and the investment horizon is 5 to 10 years out, like a retirement account. Or if you believe in Bitcoin and crypto, then you can start accumulating as well, thinking 5-10 years out, right? Because well, Bitcoin 5 years ago was trading at around $1,000, right? So $2,000. So same thing, if in 5 years it's going to be at 500,000 and you bought it at 10 or 15, 20, that's not bad. So, but I am digressing. So this is one account, and the second account you can have is a short-term trading, and this is what a lot of short-term traders do. They make income out of it, so you don't have to work for a fund. You can work for yourself, and it's actually it's a very difficult profession because you constantly have to go into the woods and hunt and wrestle a bear every day to eat, but it can be very lucrative as well. Plus you set your own hours, you don't have a boss, and all of that good stuff. So let's take a look at what I'm looking at for Friday. Tomorrow, don't forget, is the triple witching, where they at once every quarter you have all the option expirations and future contracts expirations. So people have to roll over their positions, their hedges, etc., etc. So what that means is there will be some buying and selling going on tomorrow for sure, which will create volatility, meaning everything is going to be moving disproportionately a lot more. And I'll take a look at the charts and tell you exactly what I think we're going to see in the dollar, in Bitcoin, and gold. And by the way, yeah, we did make money in long gold today as well. So and the stock indices. So basically we got 3 out of 4 right from yesterday. Not bad. All right, let's dive in. All right, so let's start with gold. Gold did very nice today, and obviously we're in this downtrend, but we're forming this sideways range right here, and we started picking it up here, here, here. I closed it at 55, so somewhere in the highs earlier today. 54 maybe, right? So somewhere around here. Now we're rolling over. I think we can easily retest. Where are we? So maybe even something like this. So this region right here. And then we still have more room to go. Why do we have more room to go? Well, let me show you. So something like this and then like that. So if you take a look at the daily, where basically all I'm saying is there's still room to go on top of this range right here. One second, let me actually remove the wrong one. So now is the Asian session. As you know, there are 3 sessions. Asian session, European London session, and US session. So Asian session is the less volume. So Asian session is the one where there is less volume, less activity. It's the weakest one. The largest volume comes in between the London and New York overlap. So from 3 a.m. New York time till about 11 a.m. New York time is the most trading activity that's going on around the globe. And so all these sessions usually have different aspects to them, how they trade, what they do. So Asian session usually doesn't have a breakout strong moves usually. What it does is actually establish a range from which then you can see a breakout in the London session, which you can there are some strategies to take advantage of that. Now, so all I'm saying is here that we're now, this is a daily chart, by the way. We are in this range right now. We've tested the bottom. We've tested the top, obviously, multiple times. And we were we're not in the middle. We're at 2/3. But I think there's still room to go a little upwards. So this is Asian session. Usually Asian session is creating a pullback. And then if you see, during London Open around 3 a.m. New York time, you see price turn around and start catching a bid, meaning go up, you go long, you buy it, your stops will be against the lows of that session, and I think we can easily target this channel top. And after, by the way, if you don't trade gold, it doesn't really matter if this is gold or Bitcoin or anything else. The analysis that you can apply, or how I apply it, and the thought process that goes into it, you can use this information to apply to anything, to any instrument. That's why to me it doesn't matter if it's a Bitcoin or gold or oil or stocks or bonds. They all have same characteristics. They all move the same for the same reasons, same psychology behind their players. They all have their little nuances, right? So when you get more advanced. But for the most part, if you're learning, you can, just because I'm looking at gold chart and you only trade Dogecoin, it doesn't matter, because you can use the same analysis in order for you to find your trades. So moving on. What am I looking at? Gold. So yeah, so we've been in this downwards channel. Right now we've probed the lows last week on the Monday. I forgot already. It's been a long week. Today's 16th. Yeah. So we probed the lows. Now we're probing. We reverse going back up, and I think this is where it's going to get interesting, because now you're going to have a horizontal resistance that meets the trend line from this channel resistance, and at that point you're going to have to wait and see. Remove this, because at that point either we're going to get a rejection from this level and the price will start turning around, and you can actually sell to target these lows. So you can sell around 1870 and target pretty much 1800. So 70 points on gold is incredible. So or it's gonna start breaking out to the top side. And if we have a breakout to the top side, obviously you can target then these highs here. So you're gonna also have about, pardon me, 100 points in gold. Obviously it's going to take a week or so to play out, but we'll definitely have more room to go. As the world, as I've explained, gold is now divided into two camps. One camp is like Peter Schiff, who is saying that gold is an inflation hedge, and all the gold bugs basically are buying gold, because when inflation goes up, your toilet fiat currency is worthless, and that means that means that it's worthless. So that's why they're buying gold. And but the other argument is the fact that the Federal Reserve and other central banks around the world, I mean, I think BOE raised 25 basis points yesterday. SNB raised Swiss National Bank, which is Swiss Federal Reserve equivalent, raised did a sneaky 50% yesterday as well. Well, not yesterday, overnight. And so in any case, that's why actually dollar got slaughtered, because all of the other currencies and central banks are now raising rates as well, and so dollar doesn't stand out from the crowd that much. So it finally did its pullback. So anyway, so here we're gonna either have a breakout or a breakdown. You trade whatever scenario. See, that's the flexibility of having technical analysis and understanding what the instrument does. I have zero care. I'm not Peter Schiff. I couldn't give a fuck if the gold goes up or down or sideways, so it disappears or it doesn't. I mean, I do, but I'm being a little facetious. But to drive a point home, to me, it's relevant. Bitcoin up, down, gold up, down, whatever the setup is for that day, for that week, I'll take it, and I'll leave the mental masturbation with friends to basically debate and discuss all the merits for when I have beer with them. But when it comes to making money, and this is why we're here, right? Which the trading world is not about saving lives exactly. So to me, if this thing is showing me that it should be bought, I'll buy it. If it's showing me that it should be sold, I'll sell it, and that's it. In any case, this is something you should be on your radar. Let's take a look at US dollar. So Dixie, which is an index, a futures index, I basically pointed out to the fact that when we were in our, let me actually pull it up. Yeah. One sec. So this is our inner circle where we discuss trades, and I post a bunch of interesting stuff for trading. Let me see. Oh, by the way, this Michael Saylor thing was interesting. It turns out he was actually, I'm digressing. Michael Saylor lost more money than anyone else in .com crash, blah, 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 blah. Turns out this clown has been around the block for a while. So now he's just doing the same tech boom bullshit that he did in the 90s and almost bankrupted himself. And he's doing the same thing with BTC now. So anyway, funny story. So here, yeah, this is Dixie. As you can see, let me zoom in. When we were here, I was saying watch out either for the bounce or the break. If it breaks, we sell, meaning buy your dollar. And Dixie weekly showing reversal candle, blah, 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 blah. Standard 1 hour support red line gives. It's going to be bad news for US dollar. And this is what happens. See, this was this red line right here. I wasn't using the trading view to show this, but my normal trading software. But anyway, same trend line. Well, that post was made when we were here today at 8 a.m. And then you can see the effect. And all of that got translated into rally in all the dollar pairs. So we traded. This one I actually point out to you yesterday with this is Aussie. Well, I was long here as well. I took profit, and I think I reloaded just now again. So basically point to the fact that we're also in the range, and that we're gonna do a climb again. Like I said yesterday, it's not gonna be a straight line, just up, right? It moves in waves and cycles. So this was a wave 1, pullback, wave 2, pullback, etc. So kind of like you did here, when one wave up, down, wave up, down, wave up, down, wave up, down, etc. So that's how it moves, and that's why you shouldn't freak out when it goes a little bit against you, as it did today, as you can see by this red. I was in a red, and then I finished in the green. New Zealand, also nice breakout right here. See this breakout right here? This is this is exactly what I'm looking for in gold. So see, we're just not there yet. That's why I said and plus that was an hourly chart, and the gold is a oops. So basically that's what I'm looking at. Like this, like the New Zealand, if it start breaking out, you go long. And that's exactly what happened on 1 hour in New Zealand. So similar story, right? Right into the, it blasted through this trend line. I think what's gonna happen now, is we're gonna have a little bit of a pullback, maybe somewhere here, and then bounce up. And or if we close back into this channel, then I'll be looking for sells. Actually, for sells, I would need something like this first. So even if we dip somewhere maybe here, I'm still going to be looking for buys unless we take out this trend line. That's when I'll be looking for sells. But very often after a powerful breakout like that, when we didn't even stop at the trend line, then we take profit. Professional traders take profit here, and that's exactly what happened. I took profit here, and I'm gonna reload on this dip. Once we start turning around, I'm gonna go long one more time. All right, I know you guys want to get to something more, perhaps something you trade. So SP500, let's take a look at the daily. So this was the channel. We blasted through the channel, kind of retest and sold off. So this was yesterday. This was the FOMC on Wednesday. We rallied. I thought we're gonna have a little bit of more follow through before we roll over, but didn't happen. We just rolled over. Nasdaq. So I still expect, see Nasdaq, let me actually, where is that post? And why isn't it not showing? Anyway, I'll recreate it. So, check it out. This was, I'm looking at the wrong chart. There we go. Nope. Oh, I know what we can do. I can just, sorry for this. Let's see. Actually, just place it right here. Let's go to profile. There we go. I made a post 7 hours ago, pointing to the fact that this is daily. That's right. So little technical issues. Sorry. All right. So this is what this is. Oh, I see what it is. That's what it is. All right, so now we have our RSI, we have our proprietary momentum indicator, which is a little better than our RSI, but it's showing the same thing. You see this peak and this peak, this trough, whatever, this swing low and this swing low, how this is lower than that, obviously, right? And then you see on the momentum divergence, it's showing the opposite. So that this is what is called a bullish divergence. That means that this momentum down is waning, and expect a pullback. And that's exactly what happened. We had this rally, and the picture on March 14th, when we were here at the lows, taking out pretty much these lows, there was absolutely no fundamental reason for this thing to go up that much, and but it did. So we're getting now similar situation. This peak is this, as you can see, this is lower than this one, but here it's higher, and same thing with the RSI if you want to draw it on yours. So that's why I think we might have a little bit of a pullback on Friday with the triple witching and the whole thing, as I've alluded to previously. Overall, we're still in a downtrend. We're still in this massive head and shoulders, probably on a weekly. As you can see, this is a weekly head and shoulders, so we're still targeting 10,000. We're still targeting 10,000, but short term, we might have a bounce. Obviously, we can also just collapse. But somebody pointed, I mentioned that this yesterday, how 2008 looked. Let's go back to 2000. See how 2008 looked? It had this, it had the initial sell-off, a bounce, a bear bounce, and that's when, but then it just cascading, it's just waterfall sell-off. So I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. We're going to have a little bit of a bounce still, and then the waterworks. So on the daily, I think tomorrow, quite possibly, because we were selling off since last week, sold off today, for tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is Friday, and before the weekend, I think we might have some kind of profit taking before we roll over. I'm not really betting any much on the indices right now, because I think the dollar is a more interesting play, and the gold once it gives us clues. And obviously, let's now talk about Bitcoin. So it's giving a lot of conflicting signals. As you can see, a lot the buyers are coming in. First, we started with this candle indecision here. We started buying. Yesterday we were yesterday's candle right here. It looked exactly like this white candle at some point, but at the end of the day, they bought. But today, the news came out that 3 Arrow Capital didn't meet their margin requirements and had a margin call, so their positions got liquidated. Whatever, maybe not all of them, but definitely some of them. So buyers are sitting right here. So it's going to be interesting. I think at this point, you shouldn't be making day trades. We're still short, by the way. Our algo targeted sub 20,000, but majority of the position should have been closed by now, because we were short from 27. So we're definitely, or 24, 25, something like that. I don't remember, but definitely way in profit, and my majority of profit should be taken off the table. All right, so so what I want to show you is this. You basically set one alarm here. Come on. You set an alarm here, and you set an alarm here. Go, it's on TradingView right here. You click add alert. So if it goes above 23,500, that means the buyers came in and they're trying to take it back up to retest this previous congestion here, this order block. And probably so 28,000 will be in the cards all the way from 23.5. Obviously, if you do the same thing here below 20,000, right below, and if we blast through the 20,000, I'm gonna get an alert, and possibly we'll see. Well, I don't think I think if it blasts through it, it will be a huge spike, but maybe once you start seeing a turnaround. So basically, what I was alluding to in my intro, the candle like this. See this candle, this hammer candle. That's what I want to see as a flush out. A big ass candle. This candle has to be the size larger than most regular candles, as you can see by the. Starts here and ends here, so it's pretty big, one of the largest ones aside from few. So it has to be a large candle with a huge tail bottom. That's one that's going to signify that the flush out has happened, or you can start buying in for the long. You can definitely, if you don't want to hodl, you can definitely make 10,000 points easily trading all this as well. In any case, this is took a little longer than expected, and obviously ETH is in a similar boat. So as you can see, long tails, so people are trying to accumulate. We are oversold on both, but with Bitcoin, I think we might either go sideways, or if we have a flush out, that's going to be ideal to go long. All right, as always, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and hope it helps. Enjoy.